A very good evening. Welcome to Premier League Live this Saturday evening as we get underway for our evening kickoff between Brentford and Aston Villa. Two sides that are mid-table at the moment, but Aston Villa just a couple of points off chasing Champions League football for the second successive season. Brentford, they're looking to bridge the gap between the top and the bottom in 11th. They're 4 points behind Aston Villa, but can close that gap to just a solitary point if they can pick up the 3 points and the victory here this evening. This is your Premier League evening kickoff already this afternoon. If we can show you what's already happened. There we are. Brighton needed a late winner. 98th minute penalty from João Pedro sees his side win by 2-1 over Fulham. Crystal Palace edged their way past Ipswich at the bottom of the table. Ismaila Sarr in the last 10 minutes of that game scoring the winner. And Liverpool came from 1-0 down at half-time against bottom of the side Southampton to win by 3-1. Darwin Núñez with the equaliser and 2 Mo Salah penalties see the league leaders go 16 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Earlier this lunchtime we saw Nottingham Forest edge a very even affair at the City Ground as they won by 1-0. Callum Hudson-Odoi with the winner there. So, it's a day for the home sides, but it's Aston Villa who are the away side today, hoping for a bit of an upset. Brentford, their home form's been great. Not of recently, but it has been great so far this season. We'll see if they can continue that today, or can Aston Villa really make something of themselves and try and battle for Champions League once again, just as they did this time last season. Kick-off between Aston Villa and Brentford is on the way in just a moment. Let's have a look at the two teams. Starting with the home side in Brentford, Mark Flecken starts in goal. A back four of Christopher Ayer, Nathan Collins, Ethan Pinnock and Keane Lewis-Potter in defence. A defensive midfield two of the captain, Christian Norgard and Vitaly Janelt. Mikkel Damsgaard is in the 10 role. Kevin Schade is off the left, Brennan Bomo off the right and Johan Vissa through the middle. On the bench for Brentford, Valdimarsson, Mee, Kim, Frederick, Jensen Yarmoliuk, Cognac, Magoma and Morgan. For Aston Villa, who travel to the capital, looking for 3 points and looking, as I said, to chase the Champions League again. Robin Olsen starts in goal. Back four of Axel Disasi, Esri Konsa, Tyrone Mings and Luke Udinha. A midfield two of Yuri Tielemans and the captain, John McGinn. Morgan Rogers in the 10, Leon Bailey off the right, Jacob Ramsey off the left and Ollie Watkins leading the line for Villa. On the bench, Zayk, Cash, Torres, Matson, Garcia, Rashford, Bogard, Kamara and Donyell Malen. It's Brentford, it's Aston Villa. It's the two sides in mid-table kicking off in our evening game this Saturday afternoon. It's Brentford Villa, kick-off at the Gtech is next. A very good evening and welcome to Premier League Live here on LFS this evening. You're watching here on YouTube, the commentary cam, as you can see me in the corner of your screen, our brand new edition, our brand new feature here on the channel for these watch-along commentaries, our commentary cam in the corner. Great to have you with us for this one, our second commentary of the day here in the Premier League. Looking forward to this one. Two sides, as I said, who've played above their pay grade recently in the Premier League. Villa in the Champions League, in the round of 16 in the Champions League, and a Brentford side who've exceeded quite a lot of where their expectations should be, but they're in mid-table and they want to bridge that gap. They want to find the top half of the table here this evening. We have got underway. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if I get my words out. Post notifications if you haven't done so already, that'd be greatly appreciated. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. Right, we're underway. At the Gtech Community Stadium, Brentford in their home strip of red and white as expected. Villa in their away strip this evening, or the third strip of that navy blue shirts and white shorts. We're expecting them to be in white, but clearly not, because Brentford are in red and white. That seems pretty confident and pretty obvious, but not indeed. Looking for another good matchup today. You know, these two sides, Aston Villa, of course, have got their focus on the Champions League. They're away in Bruges in midweek, of course, but a very different task this evening for them. And maybe we've seen it with Aston Villa before about what their form is, how they play the Premier League after a big European game. And there's nothing quite as big as knockout European football. And it really would have taken it out of Aston Villa. See how they perform tonight. Of course, they were in action early on Tuesday evening, so have had a couple of days to recover, as many days as you could possibly get if you were playing in Europe. And of course, they have the return leg on Wednesday to come at Villa Park. They lead by 3-1 against Club Bruges from the first leg of that Champions League round of 16 game. Here is John McGinn. Out wide to Leon Bailey here on this right-hand side. First real run of the day for him. Not getting any further than the right wing position. And goes back to Axel Disasi, who comes in to the side this evening. Axel Disasi. That's right back for Aston Villa. Probably injury problems, including their goalkeeper. Of course. And Emi Martinez, who's not here this evening. Here's McGinn, under pressure in midfield. Does well to see it off as that through ball by Konza. Finding Watkins. Nicely taken down there by Villa, who control in the midfield. Decent early start on the ball from Villa here, as they're all the way back with their keeper Robin Olsen. Our referee this evening, Jared Gillett. Our VAR is Peter Banks here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Seen some quality games here at the Gtech over the years, over the last number of Premier League seasons, since they were first promoted to the Premier League a number of years ago. Some big results for Brentford here over the last number of years. That's a nice ball in behind by Tielemans. Well headed by Collins, away from danger. Pressure there on Norgard, forces him to try and play a wide pass. And in the end, no foul, said the referee, just a throw into Aston Villa. Bit of a topsy-turvy start. Of course, earlier on, we saw two very well matched sides in Manchester City and Nottingham Forest in terms of this season's play, and how they're going on third against fourth. It's another two sides right beside each other in the table, 10th against 11th. Villa can move up a number of spaces if they win this evening. I said they're only a number of points off Champions League football. Here's Rodgers. Now trying to play it down the right for Leon Bailey, who's well blocked off there. That's very strong defending by the Brentford defence there. I think that might have been Keane Lewis-Potter who was in the cover against Leon Bailey. It was very well defended, ushered it out for the goal kick. Well, he scored 5 goals in his last 5 Premier League appearances against Brentford, has Ollie Watkins, only failing to score in a game between the two sides in April 2023, but has scored at least 1 goal in the 4 other appearances that he's made. He scored 2 in a game just last season between the two sides. If we can show you the table and what it looks like between these two sides right now, go a little bit further down. This is where they stand. So this is the race for Champions League football. If you look on the right hand side of your screen, Nottingham Forest in 3rd and City in 4th. Villa on 43 points as it stands with a draw, so they would go up to 45 with a win, and that would mean they would put them up to 7th above Newcastle United this evening. But of course will have played 2 games more than Newcastle, who are yet to play this weekend and will have a game in hand. As here come Brentford down the left side. Shada was making the run, but that was really good recovery by Axel Disasi, who did very well on the cover there and put it back to Robin Olsen under pressure. Yeah, lovely ball over the top from Jan Elt, finding Shada in behind and on the cover, Disasi Does enough to get it back to his goalkeeper. Looked like a back pass there. Nothing penalised against the Villa keeper. Villa have already had their problems with picking the ball up when they're shooting in their own box this season. Oh, they've given it away here. Vissa! Charged down. Oh, cleared away off the line there by Ezri Konsa, who was under marauders of pressure. As Digne restores a bit of confidence. Ramsey now breaking forward for Aston Villa. Wide to the right side comes Bailey. Leon Bailey trying to chop on his left foot, not given the chance, has to go on the outside. And just gives it back to Axel Disasi there. A couple of nervy moments at the back there for Aston Villa a moment or two ago. Mings, down the left, finding Digne. First time ball to Ramsey. Laid off to Watkins. Now Tielemans. In and around the edge of the D. Across now to McGinn. Back to Yuri Tielemans. Looking for options. Brentford back in shape and closing down what looked to be a little bit of a promising attack from Villas. Disasi breaks forward, finds the space for Bailey. Leon Bailey in the box, charged down the shot and cleared away from danger. And Mings will mop up to send Villa on the move again. It was a lot better. It was a good move by Axel Disasi. Made a nice run down the right flank and played the ball diagonally in field to Leon Bailey, who broke into a little bit of space in the box. Didn't get the chance to take the shot off. Well charged down by the Brentford defence. Mings back across to Konsa. And now Axel Disasi. Wide on the right is Bailey again. He tried to thread it in behind himself, but completely missed. Hits it straight at Keane Lewis Potter. And the break is on here for Brentford. Shada down the left channel. 6 Villa bodies in the way. Cut back to Damsgaard. Round the outside, gives it back to Janelt now. Damsgaard, edge of the D, trying to edge up for a shot. Here is Mikkel Damsgaard, threads it through. Vitaly Janelt across. Mings cleared away, bobbling down. Vissa cleared off the line. Janelt keeps it alive. And McGinn clears it away. I think the flag was going to go up anyway against someone in there, but that was absolute chaos again. Aston Villa, a shambles at the back. Mikkel Damsgaard does really well, opens the space. I think Janelt was offside. He was just a little bit offside, not by much. And then it ensues a real scramble in the box. Absolute madness in the box, and they eventually get a clear, Villa, but they get away with it with the fact that there was an offside in the build-up. But that's the second time already in this game. And what have we played? 8.5 minutes. And already Aston Villa have had 2 goal-mouth scrambles to get rid of. Really, really poor defensive start from Aston Villa's point of view. Really poor start. Trying to ball in behind there to Watkins, well blocked off. Game of that strong defence of Brentford. Get themselves in the way. It's given away though again. Watkins cuts it back. Yuri Tielemans. Charged down by Collins. Norgard gives it away, but there's going to be a handball against Jacob Ramsey there as he tried to control it. Free kick to Brentford. Very lively start here at Villa Park, the Gtech Community Stadium. The reverse fixture actually at Villa Park was a good game, 3-1. It finished between the sides. Aston Villa went 3-0 up in that game in the first half. Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins and Matty Cash with the 3 goals in the first half. Mikkel Damsgaard got a consolation per se in the second half for Brentford, but it was quite clearly a day for Aston Villa in that sense. Ten minutes gone. Brentford have a throw in here. down this left-hand side. Keane Lewis-Potter will take this one eventually. Those down the line, looking for Shada. Blocking was Disasi. Villa retrieve again at the back. Konsa. Wide to Disasi. Goes around the corner looking for Bailey. The ball breaks well for Watkins here. Takes it with a nice first touch and feeds it into space. Yuri Tielemans now. Down the left channel comes Ramsey. Villa on the move. Ramsey into the box. Jacob Ramsey! Oh! The curling effort headed behind by Nathan Collins. That was a lovely little move from Aston Villa. Nice break of the ball. Watkins did really well. Laid it off to Tielemans. Tielemans down the left channel for Ramsey. Cuts onto his right foot. Gets to the edge of the box and tries to curl it round that back post. And Nathan Collins with a fabulous header to flick it behind for the corner. Much more exciting from Aston Villa, as they will take this corner, the first of the game. Right hand side. McGinn is over it. Left footed delivery. Headed across. And we'll go for another corner. Disasi was in there, but Shada, I think, had the last touch. So it will be another Aston Villa corner, this time on the left hand side. Tielemans over this corner. Right footed. Swung round the back and caught comfortably by Mark Flecken. Calm hands from the Brentford keeper. He tries the ball in behind, but in the end returns it to his opposite man in Robin Olsen in the opposite goal. Villa try the ball in behind. Watkins was making the run. Collins did well, but falls for Ramsey. In the edge of the box, Ramsey cuts it back. Rodgers on the edge, can't get the shooting chance. Charged down, trying to dribble his way through. And Burmo was back there trying to help out, but suffocating Brentford at the moment are Villa. And Tyrone Mings there fouled deep in the Brentford half here. A good free kick opportunity for Aston Villa. Tielemans eyes up a chance here from this free kick. It's quite a distance out. About 34 yards, 35 yards out, if I had to measure it. Now, the joint most set-piece goals this season, Aston Villa, 13, along with Crystal Palace. Tielemans chips it round the right-hand side, flicked on, headed on by Ramsey. Oh, what a save by Flecken. Still alive. Body's in the box here. Well, the flag's going to go up again. Another goal might scramble. Now the team know how to defend these set pieces so far. Lovely ball in. It was Disasi, I think, that got the header to it. He flicked it back around for Ramsey, who headed it back to Disasi, who was literally standing at the goalkeeper. He tried to flick it round him. And a great save by Mark Flecken at point-blank range. In the end, Disasi was offside from the second flick for his second opportunity. Villa in the ascendancy at the moment as McGinn's dragged back there by Damsgaard. A free kick to Aston Villa. Certainly has been a chaotic start to this match. As you can see from the graphic, the stats on the right hand side of your screen, the blue is Aston Villa, the green is Brentford, and at the moment Aston Villa having the vast majority of all the positive play so far. 15 minutes gone, 0-0. Tielemans with another free kick, this time far on the right hand side. Right footed, whipped into the box. Mings carried it on, but straight at Mark Flecken. Decent delivery by Yuri Tielemans. See it again. Well onside Mings, and as he gets something to it, there's just no power behind it. He just tries to guide it towards goal, and it's just easily right down the throat of Mark Flecken. If he puts a bit of power behind that, Tyrone Mings, that's 1-0. Well, certainly dug out of a hole there, Brentford. Got a bit lucky that Mings didn't put power behind that one. It was a good delivery. In the end, lacking the finish. Pinnock, wide to Lewis Potter. Back across to Collins. Down the right side in Burmo. Has to come back to Nathan Collins. Just passing it around at the moment, Brentford. Trying to get some sort of the ball. They've really struggled in these early moments to get anything really in attacking areas. They'd 1 or 2 goal-line scrambles in Villa's box, but Villa somehow coming out unscathed, but they haven't had an official shot yet, Brentford, in the game. And less than around about 30% possession so far, so very little in terms of the ball so far. Here's Collins with it. We raved about Brentford's home form at the start of the season. They were an incredible run at home. They've now gone a total of 7 games without a win at home in all competitions. Their last 6 Premier League games have all been winless here at the Gtech Community Stadium. They've picked up just 2 draws out of those 6. They were against Man City and against Everton. They lost the others: Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. The others, and Plymouth as well in the FA Cup. So a real torrid run at home recently. As there's an issue here for Kevin Shada, who went down holding something. See it again. Whether he's holding his leg or whatever that was. He kind of got caught in a bit of a muddle with Axel Disasi off the ball and kind of hurt himself there, Shada. He's up on, and it's fine. The referee just had to check on his well-being. Lewis Potter. Back to Pinnock. Keen Lewis Potter again. Lays it off to Damsgaard and now Norgard. Lewis Potter round the corner. Nice little footwork, but well charged down by McGinn in the midfield. It comes away with the ball here for Villa. Now Ramsey on the turn, spins his way around in Burmo, finding Digne on the left hand side here. Luca Digne, as he strides across, plays it into midfield for Yuri Tielemans. Linking up with Ramsey. Here is Ramsey, central. Plays it off to Watkins, trying to go for the link up. Ramsey stopped in his tracks. Referee said no foul. Fair challenge as Collins comes away with the ball. And Burmo under pressure and just kind of holds it out of play. It will be a throw into Villa. And look at this again. Ramsey thought he was fouled. Just see it here. He's kind of interlocking with Janel. I don't think there's much of a foul in that. I think the referee's got that right. Just, but not massively. Not much contact really in the end. Would have been a harsh one to give if it was given. But it wasn't. No free kick. But Villa have the possession again. Had the lion's share of it so far. That's a nice ball by Digne. First time trying to find Ramsey. Again, the Brentford defence in the way. As Collins clears it away. Ayer helps out. But Villa able to win it back in midfield. McGinn. Watkins with his back to goal. Plays it out wide to Digne. Has to turn back to Mings again. 20 minutes gone, 0-0. But Villa again continue to push for the opening goal and continue their early dominance. Ball into the box by Mings. Overhit as Lewis Potter clears away. Nice shot at. Gets a break of the ball here. He's got Disasi for company. Shada does well to hold it off, and Norgard flips it over the top. And Visa running in behind, up against Konsa. Konsa goes down and is going to get the free kick there for a foul. And a little push in the back from Johan Visa on Esri Konsa. But despite their poor home form, they've actually won unbeaten in 4 of the last 5 Premier League meetings, Premier League games. Brentford. The only defeat in the last 5 in the Premier League came in that home game against Tottenham. They won away at Palace, won away at West Ham, away at Leicester, and then that draw with Everton last time out. So they're on a pretty decent run of form. It's just when they're at home, they just can't find the back of the net. They can't really get good results. Certainly as of recently. And it was actually quite the opposite at the start of the season, where they were winning every game at home and doing unbelievable at home, but couldn't buy a win away from home. And they're on a great run away from home, contrastingly to their home form. It's kind of swung the other way in a sense from the start of the season to now towards the end of the season. And they're averaging out a proper mid-table side, and that's where they are at this minute. 11th in the table, 38 points. Well, they were 11th at the start of the day. With Palace's win, they were moved down to 12th with 11 wins, 5 draws and 11 defeats. So they're as even as you probably could be at this stage of the season in the Premier League. Here's McGinn. Over the top, down the right side. Taken down well by Bailey. Halfway through the half, Bailey trying to squeeze it through. And it's well closed out by Kane Lewis Potter. As Brentford try and get something going. Damsgaard looking for the run of Mbeumo. This is the first real attack for Mbeumo. Down this right side, struggling to keep the ball with him. Does so. In the end, blocked off well by Lucudinha as he broke free, but wins the throw-in, does Brian Mbeumo. Their leading scorer of Brentford this season in the Premier League. And there's a reason why. I remember doing the commentary on the Leicester game where they won 4-0 and scored a really great goal that night. Did Brian Mbeumo. Lovely little goal. Scored 15 Premier League goals this season. Johan Vissa's not far behind him. He scored 13, so 2 top quality centre forwards doing the business for Brentford. 28 of their 48 goals have come from those 2 this season. As Kevin Schala takes this throw in on the right side. Long throw into the box. Cleared away by Mings. Behind for the Brentford corner. Will be their first of the game. It's a threatening long throw there by Kevin Schala. Right into the mix. So remember, their first ever Premier League goal was scored in a similar position, or in their first ever Premier League game, and they played Arsenal here on the opening night of the season. And I remember that game like it was yesterday. They won 2-0, Brentford, and they scored from a long throw on that night. As Mbeumo gets ready to take this corner, 24 minutes gone. Mbeumo, left-footed delivery, whipped in. Flicked on, not cleared away. As Bailey does get it away, and now the break is on here. Lovely little touch from Tielemans, and now breaking through is Jacob Ramsey, charging. Lewis Potter trying to stop him, and Collins stopping the cross of Ramsey, finding anyone in navy blue. And that was good recovery defending from Brentford. They commit so many bodies forward from corners. It looked like they were done in on the counter-attack, but it was good enough from Lewis Potter to hold the run of Jacob Ramsey long enough to allow his defenders to follow back. And in the end, Nathan Collins makes the crucial block from the cross to stop any sort of threat. Positive start from Aston Villa. They have been the better side so far. Just the one shot on target so far, though. from the game for both teams in these early moments. As here's Christian Norgard. Dropping in alongside the two centre-backs, Norgard at the minute. Pinnock to his left, Collins to his right. Finds Ethan Pinnock. There's Potter. Challenged there by Bailey, but not fairly, said the referee. And a free kick there on Keane Lewis Potter. Well, we do have a stoppage here. I'm just hearing that our stoppage we're going to have in this game is due to the start of Ramadan, and the players allowed to take fluids at the sunset during Ramadan. So the players that are, of course, all respecting that, and we respect that also, they're right to that. So they will take a bit of time. It's not meant to be a tactical break, but it inadvertently becomes one. And don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. We thank each and every one of you who's joining us this evening. We're back in midweek for the second legs of the Champions League action for you. PSG Liverpool. It was a tight affair on Wednesday night. We'll be back for the second leg of that on Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, we have the return leg of that incredible, I have to say, incredible Madrid derby that we witnessed. Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid is the return leg where Real Madrid lead by 2-1 heading into that one at the Metropolitano. That's on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So we'll keep an eye out for there. Villa are in action on Wednesday. That return leg against Club Bruges. Free kick here for Brentford. Just coming up to just across the halfway line as we return from that little refreshments break. Mark Flecken's going to take this free kick. Flecken goes low, finding Vissa. Lays it off. Ball whipped into the box by Norgard. Over the head of everyone. As the ball will bobble out for a Brentford throw in there. Officials thought the last touch came off a Villa player. So a free kick to throw into Brentford, sorry, on the right hand side. And Shada already taking a long throw. I think you might go for another one here. Looks like he will. Shada. Long throw into the box. Not got as far as he first got it. And Digne clears it away. Shada will recycle. Whipped across by Ayer. Very short. Norgard in there to mop it up. Keep it alive. Janelt spins it wide to the left. Vissa takes it down. And Burmo here. Deeper, Vissa on the left side. Cuts away from his man, gets the cross in, bobbling ball. And Robin Olsen committed, sliding across to put it out for the throw-in. He might have hurt himself here, Robin Olsen. Bit of a holding the bottom of his back there, his spine area. Here, Robin Olsen, as he slid out for that one, he might have hurt himself in the process. Wait and see what comes of that. He looks okay, but he was holding his back for a slight second there. Throw in taken by Shada. Short this time. The shot from distance will come, but straight into the hands of Olsen, who dived, but he's still walking a bit gingerly after that save. Not in the best of ways. At the moment, it was Lewis Potter with a long-range effort. And it bounced up. And Olsen with a calm grab of the ball. Just to keep an eye on this, the Villa goalkeeper. 30 minutes gone, 0-0. Olsen forward. Oh, one. Headed by Collins. Down by Janelt, but Tielemans there to battle. Disasi flicks it over the top, brought down, and tried to be brought down by Watkins, who was beaten to it. Bit of a scramble as the ball in behind here for Shada, trying to get on the end of it, well blocked by Mings. Disasi doing skills in the edge of his own box, and my goodness, he almost gets caught out again as Mings thumps it long. And in the end, that long ball recovered by Brentford. My goodness. That certainly wasn't the smartest of things for Axel Disasi to do, and luckily he had defenders in cover, but he could have been very easily caught out. Trying to do drag backs and flicks and spins on the edge of his own box there. Tielemans. Oh, just about got the ball to Konsa. Brentford smelling a little bit of blood at the minute. Villa look a bit nervous here. Lewis Potter shot it down the left. Inside to Norgard. Back out to Janelt. Nice. Not Shada. Lewis Potter with the ball into the box around the back post with a cross. Too high for Brennan Bomo to keep in play. Goal kick. Just feel like Brentford have maybe grown into the game a little bit better in the last 5 minutes or so. Villa have looked a little bit more kind of awkward with the way they're playing. They haven't looked convincing when they've played forward. Aston Villa, they've looked a little bit nervy, and I think that might be a problem for them. Come the latter stages of this game. Tielemans into McGinn, round the corner as Watkins laying it off well, and now on the charge come Villa. Digne, Ramsey breaking forward, out to the left comes Digne again. Ball into the box, away by Collins, brought down by Tielemans. Charges into the box himself here. Yuri Tielemans with a bit of space, gets it across. Charged down by Flecken, and the follow up by Rodgers is deflected behind for the Villa corner by Norgard. Again, it was a nice run by Tielemans. Breaks into the box, cuts it across. See it again. Tielemans breaks into the box, gets it across, saved by Flecken, bounces out as Rodgers on the follow-up has his shot blocked by Norgard and ends up going behind for the Villa corner. Ebbing and flowing this first half. Tielemans to take, right-footed. Swung round the back post, headed away by Shada, kept alive by Ramsey though, who will whip it back in. Back the way around, Tielemans heads it across goal, deflected over the bar by Pinnock. Another corner will come. They're getting closer there, Villa. Again, a nice bit of defending at the back post initially by Shada. Falls to Ramsey, don't get out quick enough, allow the cross, and it comes back round the corner for the initial corner taker. Tielemans gets up, heads his ball across, and then Pinnock does well to stretch to try and reach it, and sees it fly over the crossbar for another corner. Left foot delivery, headed away confidently that time. Digne tries to get it back in the mixer, and Collins was involved, and the flag's going to go up because Collins had to make the clearance because Axel Disasi was just standing there in his way, and he was in an offside position, so the offside is called. Unai Emery making the claim that his player didn't impact action, but he certainly did. He was standing in an offside position right in front of the defender who was trying to clear the ball. It was certainly impacting the game from an offside position. Just over 10 minutes to go of the first half, which has flew by. Very evenly matched again, these two sides. A lot more evenly matched than the reverse fixture. As I said, Villa were 3 up at half-time. As Vissem behind, the flag goes up. He goes around the goalkeeper and puts the ball in the net, but the flag was up ages, but the VAR will check it. Let's see it again. Yeah, he was very easily offside there. Johan Vissem Mad's offside. I get why the assistant flagged so early, because it was really, really clear. There's no need for VAR to get involved. Quite a simple decision. Offside was the right call. Rodgers takes down the second ball from the long kick. Bailey in behind. Watkins trying to flick it on, well blocked. And coming back was Janelt, who hits it off Ramsey and gets a goal kick in his own box there. Under pressure. Just seems like when Villa do get it forward, they've got that little bit of extra added energy when they break. Not seen very much of Ollie Watkins so far. But when we have, they've looked bright, Aston Villa. At the moment, as it stands, still low square. Pinnock, long ball down the left channel. Shada tried to chest it down, but again Villa with a better physicality coming away with the ball. Tielemans on the turn, trying to confuse Vitaly Janelt as he swings it out wide, looking for space, and Disasi's got it down the right hand side here. Axel Disasi, not in a hurry. Feeds it wide to Bailey. Goes on the underlap there, Disasi. Bailey trying to find him. Well marshalled again by the Brentford defence. Have been very resolute so far, this Brentford defence. Have won their battles, their one-on-one 50-50 duels. They've come out on top on quite a number of them defensively, Brentford. As Collins down the right side. Ayer breaking forward, gets past Ramsey. And Ayer's ball was just too much for Brian and Mbeumo to reach. And the bouncing ball in behind. Comfortably gathered by Flecken. I think the first goal's going to be huge here this evening. Both sides in a bit of limbo at the minute. Neither side desperately searching for the opener. Villa have come the closest to finding the opener, but nobody desperately pushing for that opening goal just yet. But I think that opening goal will be crucial. First goal in this game could really test the way it goes. If Brentford get that opener, it could give them that real Villa confidence. But if Aston Villa get the opener, it could just solidify what they've already created of a good dominant start in this game. And it's still very evenly poised as we edge closer to half-time. Flecken. Collins back to Mark Flecken. Breaking into space himself on the edge of his own box, trying to find Shada. Well closed out by Disasi. Nice flick by Bailey. Back to McGinn. And Tielemans on the turn. Yuri Tielemans comes to the left-hand side to Luca Digne. Back to Tielemans. Again, Brentford in shape. Honsa back to Tielemans. Now Mings goes wide again to Digne. Waiting for the right opportunity to pounce here, Aston Villa. It's Mings. Makes a bit of space. Finding Rodgers, who tried to squeeze it through for Digne on the overlap. Well cleared away by Ayer, but brought back by McGinn. Villa starting to sustain their possession a little bit more, just like they did in the early part of the game. That's lovely on the turn there from Rodgers. It's brought down, and he's going to get a free kick there off Vitaly Janelt is Morgan Rodgers. See it again. Nice work from Disasi on the turn. Rodgers tries to break away. He holds on to the ball from the first challenge by Norgard and then taken out there by Vitaly Janelt for a free kick in a very good area. This around about 25 yards out, slightly to the right hand side of the goal. It's within range. It is within shooting range. Will it be shot, or will there be just a delivery here? Well, Bailey and Luca Digne are over it. So Liam Bailey and Luca Digne are the two standing over this ball. McGinn's in the vicinity. Tyrone Mings is there. I don't think he's going to be taking it. They're all having a chat, the Villa players. Just to come out with an answer. It is going to be Leon Bailey who's over it. As he gets ready to take it, steps back a couple. And now Leon Bailey ready to take. 25 yards out. Leon Bailey. The referee sorting out one or two last things about the wall. Jared Gillett will now allow Leon Bailey to take it. What's the issue now? The referee's a little annoyed that Leon Bailey's taken it a little bit further back than was given. I'm going to talk about pedantic. Free kick for Villa again. Will be taken by Bailey, 25 yards out. Will be left-footed. Leon Bailey hits the wall and doesn't get a second chance as Vissa nicks it away. And Johan Vissa given a free kick there as he was fouled by John McGinn. And he's going to get a yellow card here, the Scotsman, for his challenge on Johan Vissa. Maybe a stray arm here. See it again. Free kick's awful. All that anticipation for nothing. And Johan Vissa breaks away with the ball. And as McGinn tries to win it, he stretches his left arm out and catches Johan Vissa inadvertently. It's more of a straight arm than an elbow, really. It is a foul and a yellow card given by the referee for the 6th time this season. John McGinn has been booked. It is a foul. It's certainly not more than a yellow. They did have a look at it VAR, but as I expect, quickly cleared it. No red card, just a yellow. As Collins tries to feed one down the right channel there for Ayer, who'd broke forward. As Watkins was charged out well there and crowded out. Lewis Potter just recycles for Brentford with just over 2 minutes of the first 45 to go. Still 0-0 here at the Gtech. I wouldn't really know who to say has had the better of it in the first half. I think Villa have had better forward attacking moves, but at the same time I think Brentford have looked comfortable on the ball at times. Here's Shada down the left hand side up against Konsa. Shada back to Janelt, infield to Lewis Potter. Looking up at Damsgaard. Body's waiting for the cross. Not going to edge up for it at the minute, Brentford. Pinnock. Collins on the spin. Down this right hand side. Has to try and make something happen here. Collins. Down the line to Ayer. He's trying to hold off a very feisty Lucadinha and does so. Now finds Mbermo. Lovely little touch. Norgard though gives it away cheaply. And now Villa want a break. Here comes Watkins. Down the left side for Ramsey. Ramsey. Back to Rodgers. And he gives it away now. Mbermo. Got nobody in support at the minute. Not in a hurry to break forward. Brian Mbermo. Just seems like neither side really able to hold on to the ball for long enough at this minute in time. The possession's massively evened out. 50-50 almost. 52-48 in Villa's favour. Just really no consistency from either side to keep the ball for any extended period of time. Both managers will want improvement from that front come the second half. As we edge closer to the end of this first. Ramsey applies a little bit of pressure on Christopher Ayer. And just goes back to Mark Flecken. Reminder for you at half-time, we will round up this first half. We'll also look at the results from earlier in the day and what's to come this weekend in the Premier League, as we will have one added minute at the end of the first half here at the Gtech. 1 minute of additional time. Collins. Ayer gives it back to Norgard. He's kind of dropped in and between the two centre-backs at the moment. Reads it through nicely for Shada. Nice link up there from Brentford. Ayer down the right side, finding Mbomo. And it jolly his way around, and Mbomo's cross, back post, chested down by Shada, taken down, cleared away by Konsa as he got a chance to. Shada was trying to go all alone there, and he almost got his shot off as Rodgers tries to find Ollie Watkins with a switch ball. But he's chasing it, keeps it in play, and battles with Mbomo. And Mbomo does really well at clearing his lines, although they might have one last chance before the half here, Villa. John McGinn through to Bailey. Rodgers lays it off for Disasi in the box here. Disasi's cross. Tielemans couldn't reach it, cleared away, and that will be the end of the first half. A frantic end to what has been a very even affair in this first 45 minutes here at the Gtech Community Stadium. Two sides well matched at the moment, but at the moment there have been a few goal-mouth scrambles in this first half at both ends of the field, but neither resulting in goals. Half-time at the Gtech, it's Brentford 0, Aston Villa 0. Welcome back to Premier League Live. Half-time at the Gtech Community Stadium. It's 0-0 between Brentford and Aston Villa at this period in time. Welcome in to our half-time analysis. The second half, as you can see at the top of your screen, 13 minutes away. It's been a very good first half, very evenly matched between the two teams. I don't really think either side could stake a claim that they should be ahead come half-time. I think both sides have seen each other out and deserve a half-time goalless draw at the break. And I think also, if we really analyse that first half, I don't think there were many clear-cut opportunities to find the back of the net, really, from either of the two teams. You know, we analyse the first half and we talk about, you know, the chances they had in front of goal. There weren't that many where you think, well, that should have been a goal or that should have been a chance. Or, you know, there have been good crosses, good opportunities, but nothing of real major concern. And if I look at the stats at half-time, just 3 shots on target in that first half, 2 for Aston Villa and 1 for Brentford in that whole first half. So there was barely anything really to test. I think Villa did better when they got into the final third than Brentford. I think Brentford caused, as I said, a couple of goal-mouth scrambles, but really didn't make anything happen out of them. You know, the 2 goal-mouth scrambles they gave, or they kind of caused in the Villa box, neither of them led to any shots or any real threat on Robin Olsen's goal. So really, they count for nothing in that first half because they really did count for nothing. Nothing actually happened. But I think Unai Emery would be slightly happier of the two managers at half-time because he's seen more from his team. He's seen more attacking display. He's seen a lot more quality from his team, especially on the counter-attack at times, where Aston Villa, especially in transition, have always looked really threatening under Unai Emery, but more so today, more so this evening, in a sense, when they have given the ball away at Brentford, Villa have been there to try and threaten. But contrastingly to that, Brentford have also got bodies back and defended quite well. So there is that even matchup when it comes to that. But I think we've seen a little bit more invention from Aston Villa in the final third with the quality of their players. But not much of Ollie Watkins. Very little of Ollie Watkins in that first half. More of the wide players in the likes of a Ramsey or a Bailey. A lot more down the left-hand side as the half went on from Villa's point of view. But I think it's been one of those games where both sides have cancelled each other out in a sense so far, and that's why the scoreline is as it is, quite simply. But yeah, we need a little bit more quality from both teams, I think, come the second half, because not as many goal-mouth opportunities. And considering these are not two sides who are completely solid defensively, you know, they've conceded 88 goals between them this season. 45 for Villa, 43 for Brentford. So it's not that they haven't conceded goals. They've conceded the two most goals of any sides in the top 13, I believe, top 14 in the league, I believe. So they certainly do concede goals, these two, and they certainly score them. 40 for Villa and 48 for Brentford. So 88 scored between them this season. So there's no shortage of scoring between the two sides, and there's no shortage of them conceding either. But it is 0-0, and I think it comes down to the lack of quality in front of goal that they've had in that first half as to why they are where they are. But I think I would just edge it at this minute in time, saying that Villa have probably had the better opportunities. I think the Tyrone Mings one from the set piece that I'm just seeing a replay of here, if he puts a bit of power on that, that's causing problems. Then the cross from Digne, it was cleared away, and then Tielemans, in the end, I just seeing a replay of this one, Tielemans makes the break into the box, and then the cutback save from the follow-up shot from Morgan Rogers, another half-decent chance. Then from a corner right afterwards that was sent back in by Ramsey, it was cleared off the line by Pinnock from Tielemans' header. So there were a number of chances for Villa in that first half where they did threaten, they did cause problems, and that's where I think we've seen a little bit more from them, where they do have something to hold on to and look at half-time and go, well, you've done that well, you just need to try and find the ball into the back of the net and make those shots count as good opportunities and try and find the back of the net from them, because that's not what they've done in the first half. Contrastingly, from Brentford's point of view, I think Brentford have caused problems out of possession against Aston Villa. But what I would say is they need to show more in the channels, in the wide areas. We've not seen the usual runners. You know, we usually see from Brentford breaks down those wings, either the left side or the right side. Usually we see that often, time and time again. Runners in behind, causing defences problems, turning teams from where they want to be, facing the opposition goal to facing their own goal. And that's where they can cause problems. But they haven't done that anywhere near enough in the first half to really concern Aston Villa massively in that first 45, and that's something they'll need to work on working towards the second half. So at half-time, it is still 0-0. The possessions as 50-50 as you can probably get it, really, in that first half. Villa with 8 shots, Brentford with 2. A couple of goalkeeper saves, a couple of corners. Nothing of real major concern, as I said, only the 3 shots on target, 2 for Aston Villa, 1 for Brentford. So that's the way we stand at half-time. But if we look at the other games, we can show you the other fixtures, because it's already been a good day of action in the Premier League. All home wins. Home wins so far in their 4 previous fixtures in the Premier League this afternoon. This Saturday afternoon, Nottingham Forest started us off at lunchtime in our early kick-off that we witnessed at the City Ground. Callum Hudson-Odoi scoring the sole goal in that game to beat Manchester City by a goal to nil. The first win for Nottingham Forest over Manchester City in the Premier League dating back, listen to this, dating back to September 1995 was the last time Forest beat City in the Premier League era, and they won by a goal to nil earlier this afternoon. Brentford left it late to try and complete the victory, 3 points, against Fulham, and a very well matched two sides could be battling for Europe at this minute in time, and Brighton coming out on top there. Raul Jimenez, though, give Fulham the lead. Jean-Paul Van Hecke then equalised just before half-time, before João Pedro scored the winner from the penalty spot after 98 minutes. Talk about a last-minute goal, last-minute penalty to save the day. It wasn't simple either for Crystal Palace in their home game against relegation battlers Ipswich. They took to the 82nd minute to find the net, did Crystal Palace. Ismaila Sarr with the goal, giving Palace another massive 3 points. They're on the charge, up the table. They are on 39 points this evening and are above Brentford. Before kick-off this evening, they were above Brentford in the table up to 11th. They're pushing late in the season for some big results are Crystal Palace. It wasn't all plain sailing for the league leaders either, who needed a comeback in the second half to really put Southampton to the sword for the third time this season. They've met them twice in the league and once in the cup. Will Smallbone gave Southampton, the lead just before half-time at Anfield. Darwin Núñez then levelled for Liverpool after 51 minutes at the start of the second half. Mo Salah then made it 2-1 with a quick turnaround inside 10 minutes of the second half after 54, before he made it 3 and rounded off the 3 points for Liverpool in the 88th minute with another penalty. Mo Salah, two goals for him, 2 penalties. Mo Salah absolutely firing this season in the Premier League. 27 Premier League goals this season from Mo Salah. Quite incredible. And Liverpool, the league leaders, go 16 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. But of course Arsenal with a game in hand and still having to play. So there is still a lot to play for there. Arsenal could close the gap back to 10 points if they win their game in hand and win this weekend, which is what they try to do before Liverpool play again. Liverpool don't play a Premier League game until April now. They don't play another Premier League game until the 2nd of April when they host Everton in the Merseyside derby. That's their next Premier League game. They've only 2 more games this March. That's the second leg of the Champions League game against PSG in midweek, and then next weekend the Carabao Cup final for Liverpool to come. Right, that was this afternoon. Brentford Villa is 0-0 at the minutes. A late kick-off this evening sees Wolves take on Everton. Wolves side looking to carry themselves further away from the relegation zone and a bit closer to Everton, but Everton would jump themselves up 3 places if they win this evening ahead of West Ham United and Tottenham. West Ham, Man United and Tottenham if they were to win this evening. Everton as they take on Wolves. Wolves 5 points clear of the relegation battlers. They could take that to 8 points if they win this evening and all but confirm that those 3 teams in the relegation zone would be going down. That's this evening. There's 3 games for you tomorrow. Chelsea take on Leicester in a 2 o'clock kickoff as Chelsea continue their chase for Champions League football and could go above Manchester City come tomorrow if they beat Leicester. A Leicester side looking to scramble for any sort of late safety hopes away at Stamford Bridge. It's a good matchup between Tottenham and Bournemouth as well. Tottenham side looking to cruise and try and get up towards the top half, which looks unlikely at this minute in time, but want another 3 points on the board. But a Bournemouth side who could take the chase to the top 5 if they win tomorrow. And then the big one tomorrow, 4:30 Manchester United against Arsenal. 4:30 kickoff at Old Trafford tomorrow evening. Arsenal looking to close the gap to Liverpool, but Man United have a lot of points. They try and make up 33 points they have accumulated this season. So far, Manchester United, just 9 wins so far this season. Not good enough for Ruben Amorim's team, who are in action tomorrow. And then Monday night sees West Ham take on Newcastle United. That's what the weekend still got in store for you this season. We will be back for the second half at the Gtech Community Stadium, where it is still 0-0 between Brentford and Aston Villa. Forgot who they were playing there. Brentford against Aston Villa. The second half is on the way in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to the second half at the Gtech Community Stadium. It's just on the way in just a moment. Between the two sides, 0-0 at the break. So a big second half to come for either team if they want to pick up a big 3 points here, of course. Villa probably need it in their chance to try and keep European football on the horizons and at Villa Park. Brentford, as I said, would love to bridge the gap to the top half. And it's not out of the realms of possibility for them if they can, as Matty Cash is looking like he's going to be coming on here for Aston Villa at half-time. And Leon Bailey is going to be the one that's going to be making way here. That's interesting. Very interesting. So a half-time substitution for Unai Emery's side. Matty Cash on. Leon Bailey is off. As we will get back underway. And we'll try and figure out what sort of way Villa will line up for this second 45. Whether they will go to a back three or whether Matty Cash will just play further forward. The ball over the top here. Early chance for Brentford. This closed out well as the ball evaded him and went bouncing towards Robin Olsen. See that again. Ball over the top. Bouncing in behind. It caught the Villa defence napping slightly. And Johan Vissa couldn't latch upon it quick enough to try and cause a problem. Disasi. His ball forward. Got a bit of a deflection. End up cleared out by Brentford for a Villa throw. Disasi will be ready to take this through in. Goes low. Flicked around the corner by Cash. Watkins on the press as Collins plays it back to Flecken. Flecken goes long. Foul there on Norgard. Ball in behind there from the set piece. And Burmo chasing. Digne was the one trying to cover. Burmo wins that battle. Damsgaard gives it back to Norgard. Now finds Nathan Collins. Back wide to Norgard. Linking it up with the centre back again. No changes for the home side at half-time. Just that change for Villa, seeing Matty Cash come on for Leon Bailey. Here's Janelt. Trying to go around the outside. Cash got in the way of that one. Will be a Brentford throw-in down the left channel. Shada is coming over. I think he might take a long throw here. Might do. Or are they just going to go short? Referee trying to position him right there, Kevin Shada. Make sure he's taking it from the right position. Referee's a bit pedantic this evening. Long throw into the box by Shada. Flicked on, bouncing down. And Tielemans was there to get a clean foot on it to clear it away. Lewis Potter spins it back round. Collins lays it, bouncing behind him. Kevin Shada now. Down the left channel, up against Disasi. Shada drives to the edge of the box, tries to reverse it over the top, away by Mings. Rodgers crowded out, but helped out by Tielemans. And now on the break come Villa with Ramsey. Down the left side. Here comes Watkins. Ollie Watkins into the box. Ollie Watkins! Rifles one low and hard and into the back of the net. He loves scoring against his former team, and he's done it again for Aston Villa. 6 in his last 6 against the Bees. Forget about a bee sting. It's an Ollie Watkins sting for Aston Villa. And they take the lead. A rifled effort, low and hard. A cross goal from the narrow angle. And Ollie Watkins with a cracking finish to give Aston Villa the lead. All comes from the counter-attack. Rodgers thought he lost it. It was really nicely worked from Tielemans to play it on to Ramsey. And Ramsey feeds Watkins down the left side, and he does the rest. Bricks into the box onto his right foot and rifles one low and hard through the legs of Mark Flecken and into the back of the Brentford net. Once again against his former club, Ollie Watkins finds the nets and gives his new club and his current club the lead. And that's a crucial goal. And now here come Villa again. Rodgers down the left side. Ramsey in behind is Watkins again. Ollie Watkins in the box, chops around one, gets another goal! Morgan Rodgers this time. Fabulous from Aston Villa. 2 quick goals in 2 minutes. And from the first half of lacking any scoring quality, they've scored 2 inside 5 minutes of the second half. And Brentford have been shell-shocked here. The scorer turns provider of Ollie Watkins. Scored the first, set up the second. He is absolutely sinking his former team. Again in the transition. Ramsey down the left side. Plays it in behind as Watkins onside. It's tight as ever. Nice ball in behind. Watkins, you think he's going to shoot, and he just lays it off for the on-running Morgan Rodgers, who finishes quite superbly and doubles Aston Villa's lead. Absolutely transformative. And they're 2-0 up in quick succession, although VAR are going to have a check. It looks incredibly tight. It looks so tight. It's no real clear definitive view of it from the naked eye. The lines will have to be drawn, but it's so close. Peter Banks, our VAR this evening. And he's assisted by Neil Davies. Here's Peter Banks, so they're checking, and it looks like he's going to check, and he's going to give offside. It's not going to count. That second Villa goal will be ruled out, and Morgan Rodgers will not get his goal, at least for now. And it's back to 1-0. The home fans probably taking a sigh of relief that they haven't gone 2-0 down at the start of this second half. The fairness of margins, I gotta tell you, it's not definitive either way. It's incredibly tight. But Ollie Watkins come alive at the start of the second half. I said we didn't see very much of him in the first half. Well, somebody's put his Duracell batteries in at half-time. He's come out with energy here as Mbeumo trying to respond for Brentford. Damsgaard, nice little ball. Here comes Ayer with a ball in the box. Took a deflection on the way through. Bounces out the other end. Lewis Potter keeps it alive. Shada's whip ball. Away by Tillemans. Brought down by Shada on the edge again. Lays it off for Norgard. Lifts it over the top. Janelt down the left side trying to get the cross. Blocked by Disasi. Will be a corner. Look at the change of atmosphere. 1-0 down, thought they were 2-0 down. That goal disallowed. And now Brentford somehow, quite crazily, are in the ascendancy and are trying to rescue for an equaliser. Damsgaard will take this corner. Right-footed delivery. Flicked on the front post over the bar. And onto the roof of the net from Johan Vissa. Nice technique. Damsgaard with a right-footed one. Beats past his man at the front post, does Vissa, and he just tries to flick it with his head. And it hits the roof of the net. On the top of the net there. Goal kick. It's crazy how a game can change. You know, at the start of the second half, Villa went 1-0 up, and a minute later went 2-0 up, and you think, oh, Villa could really just cruise now. But that disallowing of that goal has somehow massively changed the atmosphere, and the fact that Villa started the better has been completely stroked away, because here comes Mbeumo down the right hand side again for Brentford. Ball bobbled in, away by Konsa, and Ramsey trying to get involved, but Mbeumo nicks it away again. Norgard, Ayer, chests it down. Norgard dragged down, no foul, said the referee, as Rodgers tried to break away, but Janelt this time is going to be penalised for blocking his path, and a free kick given to Aston Villa. A bit of respite for Villa. It's crazy how that disallowed goal gave belief to Brentford. All of a sudden, that's how close it can be. And they've come alive and maybe woken themselves up. Brentford to start their second half. Ball by Mings down the left side. Blocked off well was Lucadinha by Brian Mbeumo. Finding Ayer. Has to go all the way back to Nathan Collins. Getting very much more involved at the minute, Brian Mbeumo. At the start of this second half. As Pinnock now finds it down the left side, but his ball will go too far ahead of Keane Lewis Potter to make anything happen on that occasion. Brentford 0, Aston Villa 1. Could have been 2. That goal, Watkins was offside in the build-up for the second. Villa are looking to complete their first double over Brentford since the 1946-47 season. They won, of course, the earlier fixture in the season, 3-1. And if they win this evening, it will be their first league double over Brentford since 1946-47. Which, if you want context to that, that is 78 years. 78 years, if they were to do it. However, it's only the 7th season since that time they've been in the same division for it to actually happen. So, not many occasions has it not happened on previous times they've been in the same division, but this is only the 7th season that they are both in the same campaign of each other, the same league division. Well, that's a lovely ball by Damsgaard. It's a 3-on-2 here. Shada, he's got options. He's going to go himself as he lays it off to Mbeumo. Villa get bodies back, and Mbeumo chasing away from the goal now. And that's well worked to actually get a throw in into that from Brentford. Shada was breaking free, got Vissa through one-on-one. Didn't take the option, continued on the run himself, and then fed Mbeumo, which allowed Villa to get bodies back and took the complete pace out of the counter-attack. And no chance for Brentford in the end there. There's space there where they find it. It's a nice little bit of play from Damsgaard in the build-up. And in the end, it came crashing down. And Villa get bodies back to see it out. Lewis Potter. Damsgaard. Shada left it. Vissa picks it up. Now Lewis Potter around the outside. Again, Lewis Potter into the box. Cuts it across. Blocked by Disasi, who celebrates that like he scored a goal. Axel Disasi. Very good recovery challenge. Again, it looked like they'd carved their way through Villa here, Brentford. Down the left side, Vissa linking it up with Keane Lewis Potter. And as he tries to cut it back across the 6-yard box, Disasi comes sliding in and puts in a perfectly timed challenge to deny that cut-back chance. And just a corner for Brentford. That's some celebration from Axel Disasi. Corner here for Damsgaard to take. Left-hand side. Digne was a bit annoyed. He felt he was elbowed by Nathan Collins in the back of the head there. Nathan Collins is actually laughing in the face of Luca Digne here. And if I was him, I would be too, because that's ridiculous. The fact that Luca Digne is even arguing anything there. I mean, just childish. Get on with the game. Wise up. Really, get a grip. Corner here for Brentford left side. Damsgaard goes short. Linking up with Janelt. Damsgaard will whip it in again. But Olsen in the air claims it really comfortably. And absolutely hugs the ball there, Robin Olsen. But I think he might be still complaining. He's still in pain here. I remember in the first half he went down with a little bit of a back issue, Robin Olsen. And again as he comes down, landing right on that area, around about his tailbone, he's in a real bit of pain here. He's on his feet. But Robin Olsen in a bit of pain. And they're going to make a change here, Villa. Not for the goalkeeper. They're going to make an outfield change. It's going to see Boubacar Kamara come on. And John McGinn's going to be replaced. So the Villa captain's coming off. And Mings will take the captain's armband in his place. So McGinn off and Kamara on. So a bit of a change in that midfield, wanting a bit more control. Unai Emery in the midfield. McGinn offers a more attacking approach. Kamara offers a more solidifying approach, in a sense, defensively. And Kamara on for his captain, John McGinn, who is on a yellow card as well. The Villa captain. As we hit the hour mark inside the Gtech Community Stadium, it's still Brentford 0, Aston Villa 1. Olsen with a long kick, trying to target Cash. Cash was up in a challenge there with Keane Lewis Potter, and wins the throw-in. Actually had the last touch there to Lewis Potter, so a throw-in to Villa. Still struggling here, Robin Olsen. Of course, no Emi Martinez this evening. So the sub-goalkeeper for Villa is Oliver Zak, 20-year-old Polish international, under-21s for Aston Villa. Joined on a free in the September 2023 from Pushka Nipolims. We'll go with that. So their sub-goalkeeper, a Polish, 20-year-old Polish player. Surely never made a Premier League appearance before. Plays in the Villa under-21s, so not often in the Villa squad. Here's Cash there. Deals with it well, couldn't thread it through for Watkins. Felt he was fouled, but not given the free kick by the referee. Here's Pinnock, further forward. Norgard breaks to that right channel as Ayer decides to go backwards. Well, Brentford have responded well to going behind at the start of the second half. They've come out, and actually going behind has kind of upped them, in a sense, up the tempo inside the stadium and up the ante for them. As Shada holds off a challenge. Can't hold off that one from Rodgers, who gives it straight back to Brentford in Norgard. And now Burmo on the break. Down the left side comes Lewis Potter. Cuts it back, finding Damsgaard. Damsgaard's cross cleared away by Tielemans, not fully away as it comes out to the right flank for Ayer, who's battling Ramsey, who does well there, Jacob Ramsey, in holding off his man. And now the ball by Tielemans over the top for Ramsey, linking it up here, trying to find Rodgers just behind him. Again, that could have been absolute perfection from Villa, defending 1 second, the Tielemans ball over the top, almost finding them in for a second goal. Janelt. Shada finding Lewis Potter, making a diagonal run into the box, gets past Disasi, chips it round the back, and Burmo was threatening, but Digne got it away, kept alive by Shada. Janelt. Back infield to Damsgaard. Jinks away from one. Chips it over the top. Shada gets it across. Goes down. It's going to get a corner. And Cash and Disassi, the two that were involved. Brentford making the claim that it was a penalty. In my opinion, it looked like Shada was eased out of the field. See it again. See it again. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't think that's a penalty. I think Cash is holding Shada off, and Disassi comes in, kind of slips a little bit on the ground, and then Shada falls over because of that. A bit of kind of 10-pin bowling there, really. They all kind of fell over each other. It's certainly not a penalty, in my opinion. And VAR, I think, are going to agree with that. As the corner's given, taken and cleared at the front post by Watkins. And the swing ball in behind from Damsgaard was threatening initially, but the Villa defenders had it mopped up and cleanly dealt with. Oh, beating off the ball there, Watkins. Kamara battling with Vissa. Vissa comes out on top. Shada now with a cross. And Burmo trying to stretch for the back post effort, but again mopped up by Villa. And now Watkins on the move. Chips it out wide to Cash. He's closed down well, and Shada trying to nip in ahead of Disassi, but the Villa right back comes out on top on that occasion. Some close 50-50 affairs at the minute, but it seems like Villa are just edging them a little bit better than Brentford. Certainly seems that way anyway at the moment. Brentford not getting the better of it. But I think the fact that it's still 1-0, and the longer it stays 1-0, will certainly give the home side a lot of confidence in the fact that they could have been 2-0 down and could have been well caught adrift in this game. But the fact that they're not, and they're still in it, and they're still battling, they're still tussling to try and get an equaliser, give them confidence, although Ayer's given away a foul there, and he's going to get a yellow card for his troubles as well. The Brentford man slid in on Ramsey. And was a bit late there, Christopher Ayer. And is going to get a yellow for that. His fourth of the season. And Ramsey helped back to his feet by his captain Tyrone Mings. He's walking a bit gingerly there, as Rashford is ready to enter the fray here for Villa. On loan from Manchester United till the end of the season is Marcus Rashford. Yet to score for Aston Villa since the loan move, but has set up 3 goals so far, and I believe all of them are Marco Asensio, unless I'm wrong. But Marcus Rashford is on here for Jacob Ramsey, maybe hoping to open his account here this evening. So the free kick for Villa. It's Concert finding Mings. A quarter of this game to go. Brentford 0, Villa 1. At the moment, Aston Villa with the advantage. Ollie Watkins with a goal. A former Brentford player. As I said, he scored 5 times in his previous 5 appearances against Brentford since making the move. And that's now 6-6, so he loves facing his former team. Absolutely loves it. Collins goes back to Flecken. Damsgaard. Just about kept alive by Ayer. Held under pressure, get back to Collins. Through the lines now. Norgard on the turn. Finding Damsgaard. Now Mbeumo. Ayers continued his run forward. Ball into the box by Mbeumo. Vissa couldn't reach it, and Olsen was committed. And somehow someone got a touch to clear it away for Villa. See that again. It's the ball over the top by Mbermo. Here, if we see this again. Mbermo here gets the ball, chips it over the top. This is onside, but Disasi was battling. I think he got the header on it ahead of Johan Vissa, and Robin Olsen comes crashing out of his goal. And luckily his defender had it under control, because he certainly didn't. And end up coming to nothing from Brentford's point of view. Still 1-0 though. Collins. Janelt over the top, looking for the diagonal for Vissa. Feeds it in behind. Here's Kevin Shada. Charged down by Robin Olsen, and Disasi was linking up too. He was involved. Will be a corner. Well, they're closing in here, Brentford, and trying to find an equaliser. Nice diagonal ball by Janelt in behind for Johan Vissa. Does really well on the turn. Feeds it in behind for Shada, who makes the run beyond Disasi. And as he tries to shoot, it takes a deflection off Disasi and goes behind for the corner. And that's fabulous defending from Axel Disasi again. Made a couple of crucial challenges this evening. Made another one there. Damsgaard to deliver this corner. Right side, left side, taken short. Damsgaard gets it back again. Away by Watkins. Not far though, and Mbermo battling. Ayer with a bit of a shove. Shoved Digne to the ground, but no foul as Mbermo whips back in. Falls to Vissa. Lays it off. Lewis Potter off the post. He'll get it again, Lewis Potter. Knocking on the door of Brentford. Damsgaard into the box again. Away it goes. Overhead kick from Mbermo. Cleared away by Kamara. That's got Brentford going. They've hit the woodwork. They've come ever so close. Again, it's smart. The ball in. Vissa takes it down. Knows he's not going to get a shot off. Lays it to the edge of the box. Beautifully for Keane Lewis Potter, who angles with his right foot to that near post. And the near corner. And hits off the near post. Crashing. And cleared away off that post. That's the closest that Brentford have come to trying to level this game. As Shada will go for this long throw again from the right. Flicked back by Collins. Wrong direction there as Villa cleared away. Lewis Potter trying to keep it alive, but Cash Knight wants to fizz one into the path of Watkins. He's got support here, Ollie Watkins. Rodgers trying to find it. Couldn't find nothing. And cleared away by Flecken from danger. Just we're on a knife edge at the minute. Despite Villa leading, you feel like if Brentford, they are just not too far away from nicking an equaliser. Here they are again. Vissa in behind Shada, holding off two. Well challenged by Tyrone Mings, who came out on top and dealt with that situation very confidently. Mings as Olsen clears far and long. But again, Brentford will retrieve. Norgard sends it into the air. Flicked behind by Shada. And Mbermo on the run. And Mbermo chips it to try and find Vissa. Away by Konsa. And Tielemans helping out his defence. Getting Luca Digne on the ball. Tielemans clearing the air. Mings to clear the lines. But given straight back to Brentford as Janelt's ball well overhit. I think Villa will be happy that ended in nothing, and just a bit of a break at the minute. They've had a good 3 or 4 minutes of constant pressure from Brentford, and I have to say Brentford have been the better side of the second half since Villa scored. I think since that second goal was disallowed, I think Brentford have upped the ante, have been much more kind of positive with their play, and it looked a lot more threatening. But again, just that lack of clinical edge is letting them down at the minute. And Lewis Potter hitting the post is the closest they have come to levelling this game this evening. We'll see if they can do it later on as Watkins chases one. Pushed by Collins, gets onto the ball, does Watkins. Tielemans on the turn, finds Kamara. Back out to the left side here for Rashford. Back to Digne. Now, Mings. Concept. Disasi. Here's Cash. Back to Disasi. All the way back to Yezri Konsa. Just having a bit of possession at the minute, Aston Villa. That's probably how they feel they're going to just see this game out now. Or try and find a second if they need. I think they might need a second goal. If they're going to see out the 3 points here. Oh, Shada put his defence under pressure. But again, Villa couldn't link it up. Cleared away a danger. Vissa. Pressure on Konsa there. Vissa just caught him as he tried to spin him behind there. Johan Vissa caught Ezri Konsa, and Konsa will get a free kick. As Brentford are going to make a change here. Their first of the day. So Villa have already made 3 changes. And Brentford are going to make their first of the afternoon. It's going to see Matthias Jensen enter the fray. And he's going to replace, Vitaly Janelt. So Janelt off and Jensen on in the Brentford midfield. For the final 15 minutes or so. Try and get them a goal at least. Here against Aston Villa. The 3 Premier League meetings here at the Gtech have all ended in differing results. The last time they met here at the Gtech last season, Villa won by 2-1. Both sides were down to 10 in that game. The late red cards in those. The fixture before that was a 1-1 draw, and the fixture before that, the first meeting in the Premier League between the sides, was a 2-1 victory for Brentford. So 3 differing results in the last 3 visits here for Aston Villa. 1 defeat, 1 win and 1 draw. Brentford had the way of them in the Championship. The last 3 times they've met in the Championship here, they won 3 times out of 3. Brentford, of course, that was at Griffin Park back then. Not at the Gtech, but Griffin Park certainly was a happy hunting ground for Brentford against Aston Villa. Not so much since they moved to their new fancy stadium. There's Ayer there with a last-ditch clearance. And Ayer frustrated that he didn't get the throw-in, although it looked like a clean one to me, that he put it straight out of play, but he made the claim that it was his throw, and the officials disagreed. Mings. Back to Olsen. Oh, took himself around the chasing, pressing Brentford player. Oh, Villa again mess it up in the final when they get to their attackers. Norgard swings one, finding Shada, edge of the box here. Kevin Shada takes on his man, and Disasi goes down. Referee says no. As Villa try and get it away, it will be a throw-in. They're not going to have a stoppage. Disasi, who's been pretty much faultless all night, defensively for Villa. Tielemans arguing no. Norgard arguing yes. We'll see it again. Shada takes on Disasi. I mean, you could say it's cynical that he didn't actually make an attempt for the ball, Disasi. He just kind of shoves Shada out of the way over the ball. But is it enough of for a penalty? And I think they're going to stick with the on-field decision. I don't think there was enough there to overturn it from VAR's point of view. And if the referee didn't give it, I wouldn't recommend changing that, because it didn't look like there was much more to really extrapolate out of that. It just looked like it was a bit of a shove, but nothing enough for a penalty in my opinion. And the decision is no penalty. That's the throw-in taken by Brentford. Fizzed into the box. Olsen again committed. Where is he going? Brentford will get the throw-in. Olsen was come crashing out again. I mean, I don't know what he's on about here. He did it earlier in the game and got nothing on it. I mean, just trust your defenders to defend. I mean, there's no need to come crashing out there. Brentford get the throw-in down the right side here. Down the line it goes. Bomo linking it up back with Norgard, and Bomo round the corner. Couldn't find a teammate And Olsen will just comfortably see it roll back to him and pick it up under no duress whatsoever. Well, overall, Brentford have beaten Villa just once in their Premier League meetings. They've played 7 previous times in the Premier League. Villa have won 4 of those. There have been 3 draws. Sorry, Villa won 3 of them, 3 draws and 1 Brentford win. As here come Villa now. Watkins gets the second chance at the ball. The shot, looping, deflected, corner. Again, it's Watkins that's got Villa going up front today. He has the goal that would, at this minute in time, see them win. He set up the second goal that was disallowed, and then he set up the chance there to try and get them another goal. It's been all Ollie Watkins in this second half that's turned what was a pretty kind of, what would I say, a pretty blunt Villa attack into a bit of a sharp edge, as Rashford will take this corner, left-hand side. 10 minutes to go. Brentford 0, Villa 1. Rashford eyes up, goes for the long one all the way back to Lucadinha, who will fizz it into the box, round the corner. Disasi trying to fight to keep it in play here. He does keep it in play, Axel Disasi. Shada in his way. Disasi wins a throw-in off Shada. A little bit of tricky footwork. Does enough to win the throw-in there for Villa. They keep the ball up the right end of the field for where they want it to be. Cash will come across to take this throw-in. Well, Cash is taking his time here. He's kind of directing his attack, and he's going to get a yellow card for just delaying. I mean, he's taken far too long to take that throw-in. He's being a conductor. He's doing all this, telling people where to go and everything. He's just conducting from the sidelines. I mean, just take the throw-in. He's still not taking it yet. Now the long throw comes in. Bouncing down. Watkins trying to get on the end of it. Cleared away by Norgard. Digne finds it back in, and Watkins hits it wide. First time on the turn. Watkins just sees it go narrowly wide of the right post. Takes it down on the turn. Whacks it with his left foot. But it was always curling away from goal. Another chance for Ollie Watkins. So that's taken away from Pinnock. Ball into the box here. Shada! Shot saved by Olsen. Back in again by Damsgaard. Away it goes. Jensen. Lewis Potter wide to Damsgaard. Jensen with a run in behind. Back to Mikkel Damsgaard. 8 minutes to go. Still 1-0 to Aston Villa here at the Gtech. Pinnock. Jensen. Wide it goes to Damsgaard down the left. Damsgaard with a cross. Hit over. Mings with a half clearance. Another half clearance that time by Rashford. Fed back into the box. Ayer takes it under control on the spin. Takes the shot. Deflected and cleared away by Disasi. Another clearance from Axel Disasi. And Ayer's real wobbly effort almost found its way through Villa. And Disasi got rid of the first chance he got. But again, they're looking nervous, Aston Villa. Come the end of this game, 7 minutes to go. And Jensen is the one to take this throw in. Down the left, there's a lot of bodies in the box. Jensen with a long throw. Flicked on at the front post. Oh, a bit of a scramble. Bouncing around, it's cleared it away. Norgard with the follow-up. Blocked away. Get another chance at it, blocked again. Another chance, blocked again. And Norgard hits it wide. 4 chances from Brentford in the edge of the box. And from the long throw in, an absolute mismatch. I don't know what Villa are doing here. Olsen and, is it Watkins? They get in the way of each other. Whether Olsen doesn't call for it or not, Ollie Watkins gets in the way of the goalkeeper catching the ball, and ensues a number of efforts from Brentford. 3 of them blocked. 3 of them, and Ollie Norgard, it takes it. Or Christian Norgard, sorry. It takes it, and he has the eventual shot that goes wide. But a number of chances there for Brentford. And it all came from Ollie Watkins, almost upsetting his own goalkeeper. Goodness. But Kamara trying to break away there. Blocked in his way by Matthias Jensen. Will be a free kick to Aston Villa. I think the best thing Villa can do is just try and win set pieces, just take the sting out of the game. When the crowd are up, that's when Brentford are at their threatening best. And I think from Villa's point of view, they've got the lead, they've got nothing to try and force. They're just trying to hold on here. With 5 minutes of normal time to go, they have a free kick in a good area here. In Brentford's half, Cash is over it. He's already on a yellow. He's walked away now, Cash. It's Tielemans that's going to take it. Over the top it goes. Headed away by Collins, but Vissa can't get it clear. Rashford causing problems. Vissa tussling, Rashford tussling too. Rashford comes away with it. Mings now. Cuts it back. Digne with a cross. Into the box, but straight into the hands of Flecken, who throws it as Brentford try and counter. Jensen on the break. Crossing the halfway line. Jensen on the turn. And turns back to his own defence in Ethan Pinnock, who receives the ball. Need a little bit of urgency here, Brentford. Matthias Jensen. Lays it off to Damsgaard. Pinnock back to Damsgaard. Wide on the left side comes Lewis Potter. Cuts inside, Potter's cross. Cleared away by Disassi. One back by Damsgaard. Stepped away from Rodgers, no foul. As Rodgers now feeds Watkins in behind. He's well onside, he was in his own half. Watkins one-on-one with the goalkeeper to finish the game. Straight at Mark Flecken. That was the game there. In the hands of Ollie Watkins. He could have found a second that would have finished this game off. And he hit the ball straight at Mark Flecken. That is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Here's Jensen. Now Damsgaard. Lewis Potter trying to return the ball to Damsgaard, but Tielemans got there first. And Tielemans wins the throw in for Villa. See this chance again. Yeah, it's beaten off the ball there by Damsgaard was by Rodgers. Rodgers plays the ball in behind. He's miles onside Watkins. He's in his own half, so he can't be offside. He charges through unchallenged, one-on-one with Mark Flecken. And he just hits it straight at the Brentford goalkeeper. He's got the goal gaping. He's got every chance. And he tries to chip him. And Flecken doesn't dive, so he just catches it. Really poor. Should have done so much better there, Ollie Watkins. Considering he's already found the net once. But it's not to be for a second, at least for now anyway. With just over 2 minutes of normal time to go. Still Villa lead by a goal to nil. But a second goal would have been massively welcomed. It would have deaded the game. It would have rounded it all up. And Villa would have claimed victory. The fact that he didn't keeps Brentford alive in this game. Ball over the top here. Burmo takes it on the touch. First time ball, and Burmo blocked by Digne. And cleared away by Digne the second time. Brentford keep the attack going though. Ayer. And Burmo. Back round the corner to Pinnock. Time's running out for Brentford if they want to win. If they want to get a result. I want to try and find an equaliser. Jensen. Infield. There to Shada, who was beaten off the ball, but well won back by Norgard. And the switch ball by Jensen out to Mbermo, who takes a heavy touch with his left foot. And straight out of play for an Aston Villa throw-in. Maybe it's just not Brentford's day. Well, they haven't given up yet, though. They've got a change in coming here in a moment. They've only made one substitution, Brentford. Matthias Jensen, the only man to have come off the bench. They might have a chance here. Vissa lays it off. Jensen. Norgard now. Out wide it goes. Damsgaard's delivery. Round the back. Olsen gathered comfortably. There was a threat round the back post. But Olsen came and gathered. And took all sting out of it. As I was saying, Brentford readying another change. Would be only their second. It looks like it's going to be Jisoo Kim who's going to be readying himself on the sidelines, the 20-year-old South Korean. Has made 2 sub-appearances previously against Brighton and against Arsenal in back-to-back games at the end of December. As we hit the 90-minute mark, and ball in behind there from Rodgers, trying to find Cash, was overhit massively. 5 added minutes then at the end of the game here for an equaliser to be found from a Brentford point of view, or for Villa to try and hold on for all 3 points. 3 points that would send Villa up to 7th in the table and within touching distance of the Champions League places. Damsgaard breaking away from one, cut inside to Jensen. Now Collins out wide to Mbeumo on the right side, up against Digne. Brian Mbeumo not had the best of days. And he plays a reverse pass there into Norgard, returns it back to Mbeumo. Norgard misplaced it, mopped up well by Jensen. Mbeumo round the right side again. Less than 4 minutes of the 5 to go. Still 1-0 to Aston Villa. In their chase for back-to-back Champions League qualification. A win would see them just a point away from doing it for a second successive season. As here comes Mbeumo down the right. Can Brentford spoil what would be a perfect result for Villa? And a perfect week for them. Jensen's ball in. Headed on by Lewis Potter, away by Disas. It will be a corner. It was a good run from Keane Lewis Potter, down the left side. He headed it back across goal, and Axel Disasi was there to head it out for the corner. As Brentford are going to make a change then. It's going to see Christopher Ayer replaced by Jisoo Kim. So Jisoo Kim on, and Christopher Ayer off. And Villa were going to make a sub, but not just yet. Defending a free corner here. Damsgaard to deliver, right-footed. Flicked around the bump post. Oh, almost round the other side and out the other end. See it again. Flicked on at the front post. I think it was a corner. It might be a corner, that. Might have been Konsa that got the header to it. We'll see it again. Yeah, it looked like it was... Oh, it might have been Kamara, actually. That got something on it. Ends up going out the other end for nothing, but that was a chance for Brentford. As Daniel Malin's going to get a run out here with about a minute or 2 to go. Replacing Morgan Rodgers. So Malin on, Rodgers off. The final minute or so for Aston Villa here. Try and see them through. They'll get this goal kick. Take it long with Olsen. Sends it flying into the air. Pinnock losing that tussle. Watkins on the turn trying to find Malin, but well won by Norgard. On the turn there was Damsgaard, and the ball over the top, and runners in behind, and Mbeumo with space, plays it across, too high for Vissa, and caught Very well by Robin Olsen. That was vintage Brentford. That was how they were going to find the nets. Nice ball by Damsgaard, well over the top. And Bomo made the run in behind, got the better of his man. Time and space to measure it. And it just slipped too far away from Johan Vissa. And then it ends up in the hands of the Villa goalkeeper. With 30 seconds or so of the 5 added minutes remaining. Can they have one last chance, or was that it for Brentford? Take down well by Shada. Try to find Vissa, not on the same page, those two. As Tielemans now finds Villa forward. Not in a hurry. Just trying to run the clock as much as they can. Kamara. Back the way of Mings. And back to Robin Olsen. Seconds remain, literal seconds. So that long ball by Olsen. Brought down by Collins, who's put himself under pressure from his first touch. Might they be afforded one last chance from the referee here? Round the corner from Shadow. Vissa brought down. Cleanly dealt with, said the referee. Committed challenge there by Nathan Collins, who's given away a free kick and is going to get a yellow card for his troubles. They're not happy, the Brentford players, that the possible challenge on Vissa wasn't given as a foul. And then the follow-up from Nathan Collins on Tielemans was. That was a crunching one from Nathan Collins. It's certainly a foul. But was the Vissa one before a foul? The referee didn't think so. He went over the ball, Collins. He's lucky it's only a yellow. That could have been very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed it could have been. As we're 6 minutes have gone. Long free kick to be taken here by Olsen. Surely this might be it. Maybe not. It is! That's it! Their former man comes back to haunt them again for Brentford. Aston Villa's Watkins comes to sting the bees on their own turf. A big goal at the start of the second half was enough for Aston Villa to claim all 3 points. They thought they had a second when Watkins set up Rodgers, but he was offside in the build-up. He had a chance to add to the Villa lead in the second half, but neither of them find the net. It wasn't the day for Brentford, and whatever they hit didn't find the back of the net. The closest they came was when Lewis Potter hit the left post. That was the closest Brentford came. But in the end, it's a tight affair that falls Villa's way. They'll claim the 3 points and take themselves within a point of the Champions League battlers. And Villa looking for back-to-back Champions League seasons. Big result, and that is what they needed. A big one in a very tough place to come this season. Final score at the Gtech Community Stadium. It's finished. Brentford 0, Aston Villa 1. And that is our action for this weekend here in LFS. Thank you very much for joining us as Brentford 1-0 beaten at home by Aston Villa. Ollie Watkins, the former Brentford player, strikes again. His 6th goal in 6 previous appearances against his former team. Incredible. And that's the way we end the afternoon. The first away win of the weekend. Let's have a look at the table then. We'll show you the Premier League table before we leave you tonight, if we can. So the league leaders extend their lead to 16 points to Liverpool with their win over Southampton earlier. Their 21st win of the season. Surely they're cruising to a title charge and a title win this season at Anfield. 16 clear of Arsenal, who have still to play and will have a game in hand, but it's still a long way back even at that. Nottingham Forest in 3rd, leapfrogging and extending their gap, on not Manchester City, who are in 4th. They can be leapfrogged tomorrow if Chelsea win against Leicester. They're in 5th. Brighton move up to 6th with a win earlier against Fulham, as do Aston Villa. They move up a couple of places with a big victory away at Brentford. Newcastle still to play. They can leapfrog both of those teams. Actually, theoretically, Newcastle could find themselves up into 5th this weekend. 4th looks unlikely with goal difference, but 5th is a possible finish for Newcastle come the end of the weekend if they beat West Ham on Monday night. Bournemouth in action tomorrow. They're away at Tottenham. They can jump up the table as well. And Fulham, who have fallen a number of places with their defeat earlier this afternoon. Into the bottom half, Palace with a big late winner, trying to bridge the gap between the top and the bottom. Brentford failing to do that as they drop a place into 12th. Tottenham, Man United and West Ham all on 33 points. They can be leapfrogged by Everton if they can beat Wolves tonight, as Everton and Wolves, the two sides outside the bottom 3 there, very far away from relegation, are Everton a good 15 points clear. Wolves just 5 clear, but they can make that 8 with a win against Everton tonight. Ipswich losing again this evening, as did Southampton, but Leicester still to play. They can keep their hopes of safety alive. That's it from this week. That's it from us here this afternoon. A great day of Premier League action as both Forest and Villa claim big wins in their chase for Champions League football. It's going to be a tight affair. The Champions League race is going to continue right until the final game of the season, I believe it. And today it's just taken another twist as Villa, through their former player, or the Brentford former player, Ollie Watkins, gives Villa the much needed 3 points. Night night.